Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Swedish ebook before it's gone.
In this video, you learn 20 of the most common words and phrases in Swedish. Hi everybody, my name is Emma. Welcome to the 800 Core Swedish Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Swedish. But there's a twist, which each new lesson in this series will include the previous lessons at the end. So after you learn the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at swedishpod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally master Swedish. Okay, let's get started. First is översvämning. Flood. Översvämning. Översvämning. Flood. Jeepen kämpar genom översvämningen. The sheep is pushing through the flood. Jeepen kämpar genom översvämningen. Tyfon. Typhoon. Tyfon. Tyfon. Typhoon. Tyfonen har slagit till. The typhoon has hit. Tyfonen har slagit till. Orkan. Hurricane. Orkan. Orkan. Hurricane. Satelliten tog en bild av en orkan. The satellite has captured a picture of a hurricane. Satelliten tog en bild av en orkan. Tornado. 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 Tornadon drar över prärien. The tornado is twisting across the prairie. Tornadon drar över prärien. Torka. Drought. Torka. Torka. Drought. Torka är ett stort problem för bönder. Drought is a real trouble for farmers. Torka är ett stort problem för bönder. Islam. 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 Islamiska tron grundades av profeten Muhammed. Islam was founded by the prophet Muhammad. Islamiska tron grundades av profeten Muhammed. Protestantism. 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 Protestantism bröt sig ur den romersk-katolska kyrkan. Protestantism came as a break from the Roman Catholic Church. Protestantism bröt sig ur den romersk-katolska kyrkan. Katolicism. 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 Katolicismen är religionen där påvens ledarskap accepteras. Catholicism is the religion of those who accept the leadership of the Pope. Katolicismen är religionen där påvens ledarskap accepteras. Hinduism, 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 Hinduism. Den indiska hinduismen infattar en tro på reinkarnation och många gudar. Hinduism from India involves the belief in reincarnation and many gods. Den indiska hinduismen infattar en tro på reinkarnation och många gudar. Buddhism, 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 Buddhism. Buddhismen är baserad på Buddha, den upplystes lära. Buddhism is based on the teachings of the Buddha, the enlightened one. Buddhismen är baserad på Buddha, den upplystes lära. Fotled, ankle, fotled, fotled, ankle. Jag tror att jag stukade min fotled. I think I sprained my ankle. Jag tror att jag stukade min fotled. Armbåge, elbow, armbåge, armbåge, elbow. Armen böjs bara åt ett håll vid armbågen. The arm only bends one way at the elbow. Armen böjs bara åt ett håll vid armbågen. Handled, wrist, handled, handled, wrist. Spelaren är borta på grund av en handledsskada. The player is out with a wrist injury. Spelaren är borta på grund av en handledsskada. Knä, knee, knä, knä, knee. Pojken ramlade och skrapade sina knän. The boy fell and scraped his knees. Pojken ramlade och skrapade sina knän. Hud, skin, hud, hud, skin. Huden är kroppens största organ. Skin is the largest organ in the body. Huden är kroppens största organ. Raka, shave, raka, raka, shave. Han glömde att raka sig i morse. He forgot to shave this morning. Han glömde att raka sig i morse. Kock, chef, kock, kock, Chef. Kocken förbereder rätten. The chef is preparing the dish. Kocken förbereder rätten. Rökfritt. Non-smoking. Rökfritt. Rökfritt. Non-smoking. Kan du ordna ett rökfritt rum åt mig, tack? Could you find me a non-smoking room? Kan du ordna ett rökfritt rum åt mig, tack? Rökning. Smoking. Rökning. Rökning. Smoking. Det finns en separat terrass för rökning som del av restaurangen. There is a separate patio for smoking attached to the restaurant. Det finns en separat terrass för rökning som del av restaurangen. Blod. Blood. Blod. Blod. Blood. Blodprovet visade att hans alkoholhalt var väldigt hög. The blood test found that his blood alcohol level was very high. Blodprovet visade att hans alkoholhalt var väldigt hög. Well done! In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at swedishpod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You will also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time! Hejdå! In this video, you learn 20 of the most common words and phrases in Swedish. Hi everybody! My name is Emma. Welcome to the 800 Core Swedish Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Swedish. But there's a twist, which each new lesson in this series will include the previous lessons at the end. So after you learn the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at swedishpod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally master Swedish. Okay, let's get started. First is ros, rose, ros, rose, rose. Olika färger på rosor har olika betydelser. Different colors on roses have different meanings. Olika färger på rosor har olika betydelser. Blomma, flower, blomma, blomma, flower. Pojken plockar gula blommor. The boy is picking yellow flowers. Pojken plockar gula blommor. Lilja, lily, lilja, lilja, lily. Hon köpte lite liljor på vägen hem. She bought some lilies on her way home. Hon köpte lite liljor på vägen hem. Solros, sunflower, solros, solros, sunflower. Solrosor blir mellan 8 till 12 fot höga. Sunflowers grow to heights between 8 to 12 feet. Solrosor blir mellan 8 till 12 fot höga. Maskros. Dandelion. Maskros. Maskros. Dandelion. På vissa ställen äter man maskrosor i soppa och sallader. Dandelions are eaten in soups and salads in some places. På vissa ställen äter man maskrosor i soppa och sallader. Resa. Traveling. Resa. Resa. Traveling. Mannens hobby är att resa. The man's hobby is traveling. Mannens hobby är att resa. Träna. Exercising. Träna. Träna. Exercising. Kvinnan tränade på golvet. The woman is exercising on the floor. Kvinnan tränade på golvet. Motionera. Workout. Motionera. Motionera. Workout. Att motionera 30 minuter varje dag kan förbättra din hälsa. Working out for 30 minutes every day can improve your health. Att motionera 30 minuter varje dag kan förbättra din hälsa. Läsning. Reading. Läsning. Läsning. Reading. Du kan utöka ditt ordförråd genom läsning. You can expand your vocabulary through reading. Du kan utöka ditt ordförråd genom läsning. Spela kort. Playing cards. Spela kort. Spela kort. Playing cards. Vi spelar ofta kort på varma sommarkvällar. We often play cards on a warm summer evening. Vi spelar ofta kort på varma sommarkvällar. Örhänge. Earring. Örhänge. Örhänge. Earring. Har du sett mitt ena örhänge? Have you seen one of my earrings? Har du sett mitt ena örhänge? Halsband. Necklace. Halsband. Halsband. Necklace. Halsbandet du har på dig har vackra ädelstenar. The necklace you are wearing has beautiful gems. Halsbandet du har på dig har vackra ädelstenar. Ring. 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 Kvinnan sätter på sig en diamantring på sitt ringfinger. The woman is putting a diamond ring on her ring finger. Kvinnan sätter på sig en diamantring på sin ringfinger. Boxershorts. 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 Boxershorts är ett underklädesplagg för män som kommer i många mönster och tyger. Boxer shorts are an undergarment for men which comes in many patterns and fabrics. Boxershorts är ett underklädesplagg för män som kommer i många mönster och tyger. Kjol, skirt, kjol, kjol, skirt. Hon har på sig en gul kjol. She is wearing a yellow skirt. Hon har på sig en gul kjol. Hamburgare, hamburger, hamburgare, hamburgare, hamburger. Hamburgare uppfanns i Amerika. Hamburgers were invented in America. Hamburgare uppfanns i Amerika. Cheeseburgare, cheeseburger, cheeseburgare, cheeseburgare, cheeseburger. En cheeseburgare är en hamburgare med en skiva ost. A cheeseburger is a hamburger with a slice of cheese. En cheeseburgare är en hamburgare med en skiva ost. Pizza, 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 pizza. Pizza är en italiensk rätt, men den är populär i hela världen. Pizza is an Italian dish, but it is a popular dish around the world. Pizza är en italiensk rätt, men den är populär i hela världen. Varmkorv, hotdog, varmkorv, varmkorv, hotdog. Jag föredrar varmkorv på en grillfest. I prefer hot dogs at a barbecue. Jag föredrar varmkorv på en grillfest. Dricks, tipp, dricks, dricks, tipp. Jag lämnade dricks på kudden till städerskan. I left a tip for the maid on the pillow. Jag lämnade dricks på kudden till städerskan. Well done! In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at swedishpod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You will also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time. Hejdå!
Hi everybody! I hope you looked forward to your next Swedish lesson because it's coming up right now. And today we're going to talk about something you might not look forward to as much, and that is autumn. I mean, maybe that depends on where you live in the world, but in Sweden we love summer so much and autumn is not for most people as fun, but it can still be nice. Anyway, let's get started with 10 most known autumn words, autumn vocabulary. Tjocktröja, sweater. Ta av dig tjocktröjan. Ta av dig tjocktröjan. Take off your sweater. In a warm day, maybe a sweater is not necessary, so then remember to take it off, especially in the beginning of autumn. Actually, it literally means thick sweater, like thick sweater. That's the meaning of the words. It's a combined word in Swedish. So the last part, tröja, only means sweater, and then to make sure that people understand that it's like a thick, warm sweater, you say tjocktröja. Regnig. Rainy. Det är en regnig dag idag. Det är en regnig dag idag. It's a rainy day today. And right here, right now, it is a rainy day actually. So I'm shooting this from indoors. But we had a super dry summer this summer. So I think in Sweden, people appreciate the rain way more this year than before, because it's been a very, very dry summer, which is not good for crops and forests and stuff like that. Blåsig. Windy. Vad blåsigt det är. Vad blåsigt det är. It's so windy. In the autumn, the weather can be really annoying sometimes. A lot of wind, a lot of rain, and as you know, weather is always a good conversation starter. So here's another one, windy. Sval. Cool. Det är svalt på kvällen. Det är svalt på kvällen. It's cool in the evening. In autumn, I think it can be cool or kind of cold. Not just in the evening, but all day. So put on that extra sweater that we talked about and be prepared, because in Sweden, if it's really sunny, it can be warm, but then the air will still be chilly and cold. So when the sun sets, which happens earlier in the autumn, it can get cool, chilly, or even cold. Höst. Autumn. Hösten kommer snart. Hösten kommer snart. Autumn is coming soon. I don't know, I'm from like a place where we're very used to the seasons, like summer, autumn, winter, spring. So I kind of appreciate the change. Like autumn for me is the time of the year when a lot of new things happens, like maybe you could start studying a new program or start a new work or new courses or new school. So it's like eventful and productive, and I kind of enjoy that after summer that can sometimes be a bit more lazy in a good way, but I enjoy the changes. That's part of, I guess, growing up with seasons. Kall. Cold. Det blir kallt fort på kvällarna. Det blir kallt fort på kvällarna. It gets cold quickly in the evenings. Yes, when the sun sets here in Sweden, if it's been a sunny day and suddenly the sun is down or maybe behind some trees or something, wherever you are, it gets cold quite fast. So in this kind of climate, where we're so dependent on the sun, it's really important to bring something to wear if you're going to be out for a couple of hours, because it can change quite dramatically when the sun sets in the evenings. Kastanj. Chestnut. Plockar ni kastanjer? Plockar ni kastanjer? Do you pick chestnuts? I love chestnuts. I think they're like part of, like they're like a treasure. I know that they don't last if you bring them in, like they get like a bit, what do you call it? Like they're not as nice like when they're not fresh anymore. But I love how soft they are and how beautiful they are when you find them on the ground. So it's like a little treasure of nature, I believe. And it's especially beautiful how they are inside the prickly, sharp shell. And you find this nut, and it's like really beautiful. Långärmad tröja. Long-sleeved shirt. En långärmad tröja är lagom idag. En långärmad tröja är lagom idag. A long-sleeved shirt is enough for today. Temperature changes a lot. Maybe a long-sleeved shirt to put on, or maybe a thicker sweater for later. Wear layers. That's something we do in Sweden and that we say a lot. Like always bring layers so that you can put on a little bit more or take something off, because if the sun is out, it can be really warm, and in the night or when the sun is down, it can be really cold. So it's a lot of changes here. Fallande löv. Falling leaves. De fallande löven är så vackra. De fallande löven är så vackra. The falling leaves are so beautiful. I think this is one of the most well-known aspects of autumn, like the beautiful colors of the trees, especially the maple trees. Red, gold, like red, yellow, orange, super colorful. And if it's like a sunny day, it's like maybe the most beautiful days sometimes in the autumn. So and I remember as a kid, sometimes in like preschool, we used to pick them up, like the beautiful leaves, and made like a crown or like some kind of artwork so you could put on the wall, because they're just so beautiful. Löv. Liv. De röda löven är vackrast. De röda löven är vackrast. The red leaves are the most beautiful. I think it's the mix of leaves, like the mix of colors, I mean, red, orange, yellow, that makes the whole beauty. If all leaves would be red, it wouldn't be as cool as with all the mixed fiery colors that the trees get in the autumn. And that, my friends, was the end of the 10 most known autumn vocabulary words. Now you know how to talk about weather during the autumn and the events that happen during autumn, like falling leaves and colors of the leaves and temperature and clothes and stuff like that. And maybe that made you a little bit more prepared for going to Sweden in the autumn. It's beautiful then as well. I hope you don't get too much rain though if you come during the autumn, because sometimes we have a little bit too much rain, in my opinion. Remember to hit subscribe and to like and comment on this video, and head over to swedishpod101.com to learn even more Swedish. Maybe we'll learn about winter or spring or something next time. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I look forward to seeing you in our next lesson. Bye everybody! Hi all of you Swedish learners, I'm Hannah, and it's time for another lesson in the Swedish language. And today we're going to talk about words you'll need to know for the beach. It's the summertime in Sweden and there's a lot of people going to the beach, so this is going to be a very good timing, and I hope it's going to be a fun lesson for you. Let's start. Solglasögon. Sunglasses. Glöm inte dina solglasögon. Don't forget your sunglasses. As you can see, I have mine on, so I'm ready for the beach. Just gonna pack my, like a towel and some more stuff before I go there, and I'm ready. Strand. Beach. Idag ska vi hänga på stranden. Today we're going to chill at the beach. I'm not, unfortunately, but during this weekend I'm definitely gonna go to the beach if the weather keeps being this good. Looking forward to that. Simma. To swim. Att simma är bra för hälsan. To swim is good for the health. It is indeed if you swim a lot, and if you just stay swimming and don't go like under the water, I guess that's not so good for your health. But swimming is a very good exercise and very good for your body, and fun, I think. Sol. Sun. Solen är stark, bränn dig inte. The sun is strong, don't get burned. Yeah, for us with pretty pale skin and with long winters up here in Scandinavia, it's quite easy to get burned when all of a sudden we have this beautiful weather with sunshine and spend a lot of time outdoors. So that's something to be careful about for sure. Palm, palm tree. Sandstrand och palmer så långt ögat når. Sand beaches and palm trees as far as the eye can reach. We don't have palm trees up here in Sweden, but I know that they are very common further south, and it's a beautiful setting when you have a beach with a palm tree for sure. But don't come to Scandinavia to look for palm trees because we don't have them. Snäckskal. Seashell. Barnen plockar snäckskal. The children are collecting seashells. This is something we have in Sweden, and this is something I did as a kid for sure, collecting seashells. They're really beautiful, I think, and interesting to study the different kinds. Baddräkt. Swimsuit. Jag använder inte baddräkt så ofta. I don't use a swimsuit very often. I guess instead of a swimsuit you can wear a bikini or maybe some shorts or something like that for swimming. So there are different options for taking a dip in the waters. Hav. Ocean. Havet är lugnt och stilla idag. The ocean is calm and still today. I haven't been to the ocean today, so I'm not sure, but usually here I'm on the west coast of Sweden. And it can be quite wild waters and still water too some days, so it can change a lot here on the coast. Livvakt. Lifeguard. Livvakterna håller koll på barnen. The lifeguards are keeping an eye on the kids. It's very good at beaches where they have lifeguards. Usually here in Sweden we don't. People like to go to pretty small beaches here. We have a lot of small beaches, not those like huge city beaches. We don't really have them. But lifeguards are good for sure, and something we have in some places. Vattenskoter. Jetski. Jag hoppas vi kan åka vattenskoter. I hope we can go on the jet ski. Actually, I never tried jet skiing. It's not something I would do on a regular day on the beach, but I hope I get to try that sometimes. And maybe you tried. It seems very fun. Badhandduk. Beach towel. Tog du med dig badhandduken? Did you bring your beach towel? Especially when it's a bit cold, like maybe windy in the air and you go swimming, I think a towel is really nice to have when you get up. If it's super sunny and warm, maybe you can like dry in the sun, but a towel is good to remember when you go to the beach for sure. Solstol. Beach chair. Jag har 2 solstolar till barnen. I have 2 beach chairs for the children. Sounds really nice with a beach chair. I'm not sure if the children would sit still in a beach chair for too long. There's so much to play with on the beach, but a nice extra thing to bring if you plan on a day by the waters. Sandslott. Sandcastle. Ska vi bygga ett sandslott? Should we build a sandcastle? Maybe something you did as a kid, but I must say it's also really fun to do as an adult, to build a sandcastle. I usually get a bit restless when I'm on the beach sitting still for too long, so I can definitely enjoy building some sandcastles now and then, especially if there are kids there to play with as well. Kylbox. Cooler. Det finns läsk och öl i kylboxen. There's soda and beer in the cooler. That sounds super yummy. It makes me long for the beach, something cold to drink, and the warm sun. Let's see if I have time for that this week, because it sounds really tempting right now. Tidvatten. Tide. Tidsvattnet kommer in snart. The tide will be coming in soon. Some places the tide can go really, really fast, so that's something to be careful about so that you don't all of a sudden find yourself covered in water. I know that the waves can suddenly go very high up, so something to remember, especially if you come from a place where there's not that much tide. Solbränna. Tan. Vilken snygg solbränna du fått. What a nice tan you've gotten. Yes, I told you it's very popular to get a tan in Sweden, especially in the spring, because we come from the winter when it's hard to get sun on your skin. People appreciate a lot getting a tan. Maybe sometimes a bit too much. Maybe they sit too much in the sun, but we do complement each other on tans in Sweden for sure. Snorkling. Snorkeling. Vi har bokat en snorklingsutflykt. We've booked a snorkeling excursion. That's something really fun if you want to see what lives under the water, not just on the surface or on the beach. You can bring the goggles and go snorkeling. Super fun and a lot to see. And I would say maybe the beach is not the best place, but like further out from the sand so that you can see some animals and some vegetation under the water. Flip-flop. Flip-flops. Ha på dig flip-flopsen så du inte trampar på glas. Keep your flip-flops on so you don't step on glass. Might happen on the beach that there are some people who've thrown away some bottles or something. Not something you should do, but could happen. So bring those flip-flops and be careful. Solskyddskräm. Sunscreen. Sätt på dig solskyddskrämen innan du går ner till vattnet. Put on sunscreen lotion before you go down to the water. Really important, you guys, because the sun can be dangerous even if you're not careful with sunscreen, especially if you have pale skin like me. Bikini. Bikini. Årets bikinimode är väldigt häftigt. This year's bikini fashion is very cool. Yeah, nice to wear like a bikini or a swimsuit when you go swimming. I don't know if I keep up with the fashion that much, but something that looks nice is always nice, right? I hope you all learned some useful phrases for the beach, and I hope you get the chance to go to the beach, if not in Sweden, somewhere else. Maybe you're thinking about what you're going to bring to the beach next time already. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Swedish Pod 101, and head over to SwedishPod101.com to learn more Swedish. See you next time. Bye, guys! Hi everyone, I'm Hannah talking to you from a very summery and beautiful Sweden. And today we're going to talk about 10 things to do in the summer in Sweden. I have a lot of ideas already, but let's see what we learn from today's lesson. Att resa utomlands. To travel abroad. Att resa utomlands. To travel abroad. Vår familj åker utomlands 2 veckor varje sommar. Our family travels abroad 2 weeks every summer. Honestly, when I was a kid, we didn't travel abroad that much, and when we did, we traveled to Denmark and Norway, also very beautiful countries up here in the north. But now that I'm a bit older and make my own decisions regarding traveling, I actually travel more than 2 weeks every summer. It's a luxury to travel, I think. Att slappa på stranden. To relax at the beach. Att slappa på stranden. To relax at the beach. Att slappa på stranden och läsa en bok är det bästa som jag vet. To relax on the beach and read a book is the best thing I know. Honestly, I'm a bit too restless to read on the beach for too long, but I love doing that for a while. And when we have a beautiful summer day like that in Sweden, when you can go to the cliffs and dive into the ocean, it's one of my favorite activities. Lär dig svenska med SwedishPod101.com. To learn Swedish with SwedishPod101.com. Lär dig svenska med SwedishPod101.com. Learn Swedish with SwedishPod101.com. And this one, of course, you already know and you're already doing it. Jag får inte glömma bort att lära mig svenska med SwedishPod101.com. I can't forget to learn Swedish with SwedishPod101.com. I hope you're not forgetting that, and since you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're up to it at this moment, so good job! Att lära sig laga svensk mat. To learn to cook Swedish food. Att lära sig laga svensk mat. To learn to cook Swedish food. Min syster har tagit lektioner för att lära sig att laga svensk mat. My sister has taken classes to learn how to cook Swedish food. To be honest, the Swedish food is not my favorite cuisine, but we have a lot of amazing barbecues in the summer, so that's one of my favorites. But we have a few goodies, so come over here and try some. Att grilla. To have a barbecue. Att grilla. To have a barbecue. Många svenska familjer grillar nästan varje helg på sommaren. Many Swedish families have barbecues almost every weekend in the summer. And this is true. This is true. In every garden, at every balcony, everywhere, there will be families having a barbecue everywhere, and it's delicious. So I hope you're invited to a barbecue party sometimes in Sweden. Att festa hela natten. To party all night. Att festa hela natten. To party all night. Ungdomarna festar hela natten medan den äldre generationen slappar på balkongen. The youngsters party all night while the older generation relaxes on the balcony. This might be true, but sometimes it might be the older generation partying, maybe not all night, but partying for sure. And since Sweden is cold in the winter, we have a lot of amazing outdoor parties where you can stay up all night during the summer. So this one is true. Att få en solbränna. To get a tan. Att få en solbränna. To get a tan. Det är viktigt att få en solbränna innan semestern tar slut. It's important to get a tan before your vacation is over. I don't know if I agree on this, but a lot of people are out in the sun a lot to look tanned before vacation. When coming back to work, having to sit indoors, they want to show off with a tan. So I guess it's true to some people. Att vandra. To go hiking. Att vandra. To go hiking. Norra Sverige har vackra platser att vandra på. Northern Sweden has beautiful places to go hiking in. And this is true also. I was in northern Sweden about 2 years ago. It's very far up from where I live to the north, so it's a long travel, even though it's the same country. But it's very beautiful. A lot of mountains, sometimes even snow in some places during the summer. So very different from here, but very beautiful. Att ha kul med vänner. To have fun with friends. Att ha kul med vänner. To have fun with friends. Alla barn väntar på sommarlovet så att de kan ha kul med sina vänner. All the children are waiting for summer vacation so that they can have fun with their friends. And this is true for sure. In Sweden we actually have 10 weeks of holiday when you're in school, when you're a kid, so not the adults but the kids. And this is an amazing time from what I remember. It felt like an eternity. So I'm pretty sure that all the kids are longing for the summer vacation every year. Att ha ett deltidsjobb. To work a part-time job. Att ha ett deltidsjobb. To work at a part-time job. Jag har inte tid att festa. Jag har ett deltidsjobb varje dag. I don't have time to party. I have a part-time job every weekend. Well, for me working full-time, I don't have a part-time job too, but as a student I did for sure have a part-time job sometimes during the weekends. This is a good way of earning extra money, and then maybe it's hard to stay up and party. Too bad, but I hope everybody got some good parties now and then too. So go out and enjoy your summer. I hope you started longing for traveling to Sweden sometimes, because it's very amazing in the summer. And remember to like, comment and subscribe to Swedish Pod 101, and head over to swedishpod101.com to learn more. See you in the next lesson. Enjoy the summer! Hi everybody! I'm Hannah talking to you from Sweden. It's a pretty nice day here. It might look a bit like it's autumn around here, but it's actually still summer. But we had a very dry summer, so there are some dry dead leaves around. So to me it looks a bit like autumn already, despite that it's really warm. Anyway, let's get started with today's lesson. Today we're going to talk about 10 gift ideas you must know in Swedish. So 10 words for gifts. I don't know if the receiver has to be, if it matters what language they speak, but at least if you go shopping for gifts, you'll know what to ask for in Swedish in Sweden. So let's start. Bärbar dator. Bärbar dator. Laptop. Bärbar dator. Laptop. Har du en bärbar dator eller surfplatta? Har du en bärbar dator eller surfplatta? Do you have a laptop or a tablet? So I think we start out with a quite big gift to give to someone. A laptop or a tablet is usually quite expensive, but I would be super happy to get one. So really good gift, but maybe that's for someone really special if you give something that expensive. Parfym. Parfym. Perfume. Parfym. Perfume. Köp inte parfym. Köp inte parfym. Don't buy perfume. I think perfume is something quite unique to everybody, what they like, but maybe if you really like someone, know someone and like someone, perfume is a good gift because then you know what they like. But it's might be hard to find that perfect scent if you don't know someone really well. So can be a tricky gift, but appreciate it if you find the right one. Bok. Bok. Book. Bok. Book. Böcker uppskattas alltid. Böcker uppskattas alltid. Books are always appreciated. I do read a lot, so I really appreciate books as gifts if the person who gives it to me knows what I like. Because, there are as many books as there are people. Maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. There are a huge amount of books out there anyway, and even in the bookstores it's hard to find the right one. So maybe you could sneak and take a look in their bookshelf to find the best book to give to someone. And maybe it's a good chance to give away a book in Swedish. Or give that to yourself. Världskarta. Världskarta. World map. Världskarta. World map. Vi har en stor världskarta i vardagsrummet. Vi har en stor världskarta i vardagsrummet. We have a large world map in our living room. I always love maps. I love to see where I've been and where I want to go, use them to dream. I have one of those globes in my living room that I love to look at, despite that it's a quite old one, but I like to watch the world and dream about my next travels. Kamera. Kamera. Camera. Kamera. Camera. Jag skulle vilja köpa en ny kamera. Jag skulle vilja köpa en ny kamera. I'd like to buy a new camera. Here's something you can listen for talking about gifts. If someone say that they would like to buy a new camera, maybe I get one for them and they would be really, really happy. But maybe this is also, some people are happy about the cameras in their cell phones. I'm not, because I really like taking pictures. But if you want a really good camera, they're quite expensive, so tricky gift, but amazing if you find the right one. Smartphone. 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 Jag önskar mig en smartphone. Jag önskar mig en smartphone. I wish for a smartphone. I think these days, at least in Sweden, if you say that you're looking for a new phone, you don't have to say smartphone, you just say phone, telefon, like the word for phone, and that's going to be enough because there's almost no one who has like a phone in their house anymore. All we use is smartphones anyway, so you can usually just say phone and people will assume that what you talk about is a smartphone. Spelkonsol. Spelkonsol. Game console. Spelkonsol. Game console. Jag tycker inte om spelkonsoler. Jag tycker inte om spelkonsoler. I don't like game consoles. I don't have anything against game consoles, but I think this is something people who really like games would like to get a new console. But then you should probably get them some games as well, because only the game console doesn't really help for playing any games. So good gifts. I remember receiving a game console with some games when I was like maybe I was 11 or 12 or something, and it was like the best Christmas ever. So good gift, especially for kids or people like me who are still like kids on the inside. Ordbok. Ordbok. Dictionary. Ordbok. Dictionary. En ordbok skulle göra mina svenska studier lättare. En ordbok skulle göra mina svenska studier lättare. A dictionary would make my Swedish studies easier. When I learn a language, I almost never use dictionaries anymore. I usually just use like the word books, like on the internet, you know, there are some websites like Google Translate, of course, but also some other websites you can use to translate and find the right words and learn about them. But it's fun to look in a dictionary and look at the different words, and it's also something nice to have in your bookshelf. If you're practicing a language, have that as a little reminder and memory in the bookshelf. Ett flyg till Sverige. Ett flyg till Sverige. A flight to Sweden. Ett flyg till Sverige. A flight to Sweden. Låt oss boka ett flyg till Sverige. Låt oss boka ett flyg till Sverige. Let's book a flight to Sweden. I love to travel, so speaking about gifts, giving me like a ticket, of course it would take some planning to know that I can go, but that's probably the best thing you can give to me. And for someone who's never been to Sweden, of course it's like the best thing ever to maybe buy a trip for you and for them and come over here together. Hundvalp. Hundvalp. Puppy. Hundvalp. Puppy. Min son har önskat sig en hundvalp i 3 år. Min son har önskat sig en hundvalp i 3 år. My son wished for a puppy for 3 years. I think when I was a kid, on my list of what I wished for, I always had like animals on top when I was a kid, because they're so cute. But then again, as a kid, you don't really think about all the work that's included. So especially if you buy it for your kids, think this through before buying a baby animal. So this, my friends, was all the words in today's lesson. 10 gift ideas you must know in Swedish. Maybe you have some new ideas now, or you made like your own little wish list of things you'd like to get. Remember to like, comment and subscribe to this channel, and head over to swedishpod101.com to learn more Swedish. See you next time. Bye bye. Hi everybody, welcome to SwedishPod101.com. SwedishPod101. It's time to learn some more Swedish. It's summer in Sweden, and so it's a holiday for people who go to school and for most people who work as well. So it's a good time to look into some words and phrases for going back to school. Words and phrases for surviving back to school is the topic of today's class. Let's get started. Ryggsäck. Backpack. Är din ryggsäck tung? Är din ryggsäck tung? Is your backpack heavy? Well, I actually brought a little backpack here. It's not super heavy because I just put it on as a fun thing for this class, so I didn't put much in it, but backpack, ryggsäck. Klasskamrat. Classmate. Jag har en ny klasskamrat. Jag har en ny klasskamrat. I have a new classmate. You might not know this before you go back to school, but people move around, and maybe you'll be happy enough to have a new good friend and a new classmate in your class when you get back to school after the holiday, if you're on holiday. Most Swedish kids are on holiday. Läxa. Homework. Har du gjort klart läxorna? Har du gjort klart läxorna? Did you finish your homework? Since it is holiday, I guess most kids don't have homework and most students don't have homework. I certainly don't have any official homework because I don't study at this point, but there's always things to do that I consider kind of homework that needs to get done. So practicing, getting things done even when you don't have to is a good skill that I try to practice, that I relate to homework from school. Tenta. Exam. Jag pluggar inför tentan. Jag pluggar inför tentan. I'm studying for the exam. Actually, the word tenta is for university and higher education. It's not something that kids would use in school, younger kids. It's more like adult education or teenage education. I think the proper word for younger kids would be either test, which you recognize from English, test, or prov, which also means test. That's more like what they would call it. They wouldn't call it tenta. So there's a little insight on some different words that we use in Swedish for exams. Sommarlov. Summer break. Jag längtar efter sommarlovet. Jag längtar efter sommarlovet. I can't wait for summer break. You might have noticed my voice got up a little bit there, like sommarlov, because it's such an amazing thing. Here in Sweden, when you go to school, you have, I think it's like 10 weeks of a break, of a summer holiday during the summer when you're in school. So that was always like the best time of the year, and especially when you're a kid, 10 weeks, it's like an eternity. So I have so many good memories from sommarlov, summer break. Skola. School. Ingen skola på 3 månader. Ingen skola på 3 månader. No school for 3 months. I guess those are the summer break, those 3 months. Or maybe you take a gap semester and you have even more than 3 months. But I mean, I used to really like school, but still there's something about just having the time off and do whatever you want, and just take a break from studies. It's, I guess studies are, for me, it's fun, but challenging. And probably challenging for all of us. Vad är ditt huvudämne? Vad är ditt huvudämne? What is your major? In university, you have a major, and maybe in high school, actually, you have a major too, in Sweden. But in high school, it's a lot that is similar. I don't think it's until university that it makes like a super big difference. But it's fun to get to choose something more specific, and maybe you'll even get rid of some classes that you don't like and you get to choose your major. Har du gjort klart dina läxor? Har du gjort klart dina läxor? Did you finish your homework? I always try to do my homework like immediately if I can, like immediately coming home from school, or maybe even with friends before leaving, because I found it so hard to like get back to the books if I started playing or doing something else fun with friends. So maybe that's a little tip for you, a recommendation. Get them done as soon as possible. Maybe you have found a way to get your homework done, a way that makes it easier for you. Vi är i samma klass. Vi är i samma klass. We're in the same class. Maybe you have a friend from your neighborhood, from where you live, or from other activity or something, and you get back to school and you realize that you're in the same class this year. I mean, here in Sweden, you don't change classes that often. You do like, I think after like 5th grade, and then after like when you go to high school and change schools and stuff. But during the younger years, you don't change classes that often. So it's usually the same people, but maybe now and then you get to find out that a friend is going to be in your class next year. And that's, of course, super fun. More time with friends. Vilka kurser läser du? Vilka kurser läser du? What classes are you taking? This also, I think, I mean, when you're younger, you don't get to choose the classes, but in university and as you get older, you get to mix and match a little bit, maybe choose what you prefer, what you have most fun with, or what you need to reach a specific goal, maybe. And that's also a situation when you get to study with different people and kind of have a new class, like new classmates for a little while if you have some different classes. Could be fun, could be challenging. Okay, everybody, that was the end of today's class. I hope if you get back to school after this summer, or like when you get back to school next time, or maybe you have friends or even kids of friends or something. Maybe you know someone who's getting back to school. Maybe you're lucky enough to know a Swedish person who's going back to school and you can use some of these phrases. I hope you have a good holiday if you're on holiday, or a good time in school or at work. See you next time, and remember to comment, like, and subscribe to this video, and head over to SwedishPod101.com to learn even more of this amazing Swedish language. I'm not biased at all. Bye bye!
In this video, you learned 20 of the most common words and phrases in Swedish. Hi everybody, my name is Emma. Welcome to the 800 Core Swedish Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Swedish. But there's a twist, which each new lesson in this series will include the previous lessons at the end. So after you learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at swedishpod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally master Swedish. Okay, let's get started. First is hej. Hello. Hej. Hej. Hello. Människorna sa det hej. The people said hello. Människorna sa det hej. Ursäkta mig. Excuse me. Ursäkta mig. Ursäkta mig. Excuse me. Ursäkta mig, vilken är nästa? Excuse me, which is next? Ursäkta mig, vilken är nästa? Jag är ledsen. I'm sorry. Jag är ledsen. Jag är ledsen. I'm sorry. Jag är ledsen, men jag har en fråga. I am sorry, but I have a question. Jag är ledsen. Jag är ledsen, men jag har en fråga. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Vi hörs snart. Good night. I'll talk to you soon. Good night. Vi hörs snart. Trevligt att träffas. Nice to meet you. Trevligt att träffas. Trevligt att träffas. Nice to meet you. Det är alltid trevligt att träffa dig. It's always nice to meet you. Det är alltid trevligt att träffa dig. Hur mår du? How are you? Hur mår du? Hur mår du? How are you? Hej, hur mår du? Hello, how are you? Hej, hur mår du? Ja. Yes. Ja. Ja. Yes. Ja, det gör jag. Yes, I do. Ja, det gör jag. Nej. No. Nej. Nej. No. Nej, hon är en ingenjör. No, she's an engineer. Nej, hon är en ingenjör. Tack. Thank you. Tack. Tack. Thank you. Det är bara bra, tack. It's just fine, thank you. Det är bara bra, tack. Jag heter. I'm. Jag heter. Jag heter. I'm. Jag heter Alexandra. I am Alexandra. Jag heter Alexandra. Hej då. Goodbye. Hej då. Hej då. Goodbye. Hej då. Ha det så bra. Goodbye. Take care. Hej då. Ha det så bra. Dålig. Bad. Dålig. Dålig. Bad. Maten är dålig. The food is bad. Maten är dålig. Bra. Good. Bra. Bra. Good. Grönsaker är bra för dig. Vegetables are good for you. Grönsaker är bra för dig. Söt. Pretty. Söt. Söt. Pretty. Din klänning är söt. Your dress is very pretty. Din klänning är söt. Ful. Ugly. Ful. Ful. Ugly. Det där är en väldigt ful hund. That is a very ugly dog. Det där är en väldigt ful hund. Lätt. Easy. Lätt. Lätt. Easy. Jag vaknar väldigt lätt. I wake up very easily. Jag vaknar väldigt lätt. Svår. Difficult. Svår. Svår. Difficult. Provet på onsdag kommer att vara svårt. Wednesday's test will be difficult. Provet på onsdag kommer att vara svårt. Nära. Near. Nära. Nära. Near. Jag bor nära universitetet. I live near the university. Jag bor nära universitetet. Långt. Far. Långt. Långt. Far. Stationen är långt härifrån. The station is far from here. Stationen är långt härifrån. Liten. Small. Liten. Liten. Small. Bilen är liten, men den är mycket kraftfull. The car is small, but it's very powerful. Bilen är liten, men den är mycket kraftfull. Well done! In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at swedishpod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time! Hejdå! In this video, you learned 20 of the most common words and phrases in Swedish. Hi everybody, my name is Emma. Welcome to the 800 Core Swedish Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Swedish. But there's a twist, which each new lesson in this series will include the previous lessons at the end. So after you learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at swedishpod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally master Swedish. Okay, let's get started. First is idag. Today. Idag. Idag. Today. Hon ser väldigt ledsen ut idag. She looks really sad today. Hon ser väldigt ledsen ut idag. Igår. Yesterday. Igår. Igår. Yesterday. Jag tog en dag ledigt igår. I took a day off yesterday. Jag tog en dag ledigt igår. Imorgon. Tomorrow. Imorgon. Imorgon. Tomorrow. Imorgon är det min födelsedag. Tomorrow is my birthday. Imorgon är det min födelsedag. Vecka. Week. Vecka. Vecka. Week. Det är 7 dagar på en vecka. There are 7 days in a week. Det är 7 dagar på en vecka. År. Year. År. År. Year. Ett kalenderår. One calendar year. Ett kalenderår. Sekund. Second. Sekund. Sekund. Second. Det är 58 sekunder kvar på stoppuret. There are 58 seconds left on the stopwatch. Det är 58 sekunder kvar på stoppuret. Minut. 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 Det är 1 minut till midnatt. It's 1 minute to midnight. Det är 1 minut till midnatt. Timme. Hour. Timme. Timme. Hour. Jag kommer hem från jobbet om en timme. I'll be home from work in an hour. Jag kommer hem från jobbet om en timme. Klocka. Klock. Klocka. Klocka. Klock. Väggklockan hänger på väggen. The wall clock is hanging on the wall. Väggklockan hänger på väggen. Klockan. A clock. Klockan. Klockan. A clock. Dina vänner kom klockan 7. Your friends came at 7 o'clock. Dina vänner kom klockan 7. Kalender. Calendar. Kalender. Kalender. Calendar. Jag markerade vår årsdag i kalendern. I marked our anniversary on the calendar. Jag markerade vår årsdag i kalendern. Måndag. Monday. Måndag. Måndag. Monday. Arbetsveckan börjar på måndag. The work week starts on Monday. Arbetsveckan börjar på måndag. Tisdag. Tuesday. Tisdag. Tisdag. Tuesday. 1 januari infaller på en tisdag i år. January 1st falls on a Tuesday this year. 1 januari infaller på en tisdag i år. Onsdag. Wednesday. Onsdag. Onsdag. Wednesday. Vi spelar poker hos mig på onsdagarskvällar. Wednesday nights we play poker at my house. Vi spelar poker hos mig på onsdagarskvällar. Torsdag. Thursday. Torsdag. Torsdag. Thursday. Imorgon är det onsdag och i övermorgon är det torsdag. Tomorrow is Wednesday and the day after tomorrow is Thursday. Imorgon är det onsdag och i övermorgon är det torsdag. Fredag. Friday. Fredag. Fredag. Friday. Skriv ner planerna för fredag i kalendern. Write the plans for Friday on the calendar. Skriv ner planerna för fredag i kalendern. Lördag. Saturday. Lördag. Lördag. Saturday. Jag gör hushållsarbete i 5 timmar varje lördag. I do housework every Saturday for 5 hours. Jag gör hushållsarbete i 5 timmar varje lördag. Söndag. Sunday. Söndag. Söndag. Sunday. Det är fars dag på söndag. Sunday is Father's Day. Det är fars dag på söndag. Göra. Do. Göra. Göra. Do. Jag har så mycket jobb att göra. I have so much work to do. Jag har så mycket jobb att göra. Gå. Go. Gå. Gå. Go. Gå till parken. Go to the park. Gå till parken. Well done! In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at swedishpod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time! Hejdå!
Hi everybody, welcome to Swedish Pod 101. It's time for another class, another lesson in the Swedish language. And I'm Hannah, talking to you from Sweden. Today we're gonna go through some very basic words, some foundations. So let's get started with the words. Hey, hello. Very basic, simple. You say hey, it works for everybody, whoever you meet. You say hey and they will probably respond with another hey back to you. God morgon. Good morning. Bit more formal, nice and polite for the mornings. Means the same as in English, means good morning. God eftermiddag. Good afternoon. Same, polite and nice, but of course used in the afternoon. And again, it's the same meaning as in English. It means good afternoon. God eftermiddag. Good afternoon. God natt. Good night. Most of the time it's used for when you're going to sleep. So yeah, when you wish someone a nice night, good night's sleep. This is what you say. Vad heter du? What's your name? Very easy, we're not that formal in Sweden, so and again it's the same meaning word by word. It means what's your name? You ask what someone is called. Jag heter Hanna. I'm Hannah. Meaning is just my name is Hannah, and I do of course recommend you to not say Hannah but use your own name instead. It might get a bit weird if you just copy my name. Unless your name is Hannah, of course. Trevligt att träffas. Nice to meet you. Same meaning as in English again. Always you can use this when you meet someone, like when you introduce yourself. But you can also use it when you say goodbye and you want to tell them that it was nice getting to know them, nice meeting them. First time or every time. So there's no wrong time for using this one when you want to tell someone that it was nice seeing them. Hur mår du? How are you? Nice and easy short phrase. Sometimes in Sweden we do respond like, oh, it's all good, even though it's not. And sometimes if you know someone closer, they probably give you a more thorough explanation, tell them a bit more about what's going on in their life. So this can either be just a polite phrase or when you sincerely mean to, find out more about what's going on in someone's life. Jag mår bra tack. Och du? I'm fine thanks. And you? Yeah, so maybe this is the polite version of the answer if everything is good, or if everything is good. So this is just the most common way to respond if someone asks you like, what's going on? It's all good. I don't want to go too deep into whatever is going on in your life, but it's nice and polite. And of course it ends with asking someone back how they are. Snälla. Please. In Swedish, we use this word snälla. It's the meaning of snäll is nice, kind, and sometimes we use the word for thanks instead, like in the end of the sentence, like can you pass me the salt, please? We say tack, thanks instead of this word. But you can swap them. You can use either of the two, and it's still going to be a nice way of asking someone to maybe help you or answer a question or something. Tack, thank you. Here we go with this word, tack, thank you, or thanks. I would say that it's more like thanks. It's the short, nice, not very formal way of just saying thanks. I think maybe this is the most useful word in any language. Don't you think? Like every time if someone helps you with the door or something, you can thank them, and that's one of the first things for me, at least, that I want to learn how to say in the language. Thank people for helping me. Varsågod. You're welcome. Maybe you help someone sometimes and they say thank you for helping them, holding a door or something. I guess in almost every country it's like the norm that you maybe, if someone is carrying a lot of stuff or someone elderly walks by, you hold the door for them. And in Sweden, if they say thank you, you reply with this phrase for you're welcome. So, varsågod. You're welcome. Ja. Yes. It's just yes, when you want to say, you can add the yes please, ja tack. But it's just yes, easy. Nej. No. Also, nej, short and easy, is just the word to say no. You can add the politer version, say no thanks, then you just say nej tack. So this is actually fun. You can combine the words in this lesson a lot to create more polite sentences. Okay. Okay. So this one you kind of already knew if you know the English version, and I've heard that okay is one of the most common words in the world these days. It's used in a lot of languages, almost the same pronunciation, almost the same spelling as well. So, okay, that one always works. Ursäkta mig. Excuse me. For when you want to maybe walk by someone is standing in your way, like maybe accidentally blocking a door or something, you just want to politely ask them if you can step by or if they could move to the side, then you use this one. Also, if you want to get attention, you use this like excuse me to get some attention, maybe in a restaurant or something like that. Förlåt. Sorry. Maybe almost as useful as knowing how to say thanks. You can say this, I'm sorry. And this is maybe more on an emotional level than the phrase for excuse me. It's a bit similar to English there too, I think, that you use. This is more like serious, maybe deeper level. Maybe you hurt someone, or it doesn't have to be like that super emotional, but maybe you accidentally hurt someone. Then you say sorry. Vad är klockan? What time is it? So in Sweden we don't use the AM PM, but we use the 1, 2, 3, 4, then we say 13, 14, 15 hours for the afternoon time. And so that's also a good thing to remember when asking about time, that maybe someone will tell you, oh, it's 14 then they actually mean 2 p.m. So that's a good fact to have when you ask for the time, so that you understand what they tell you. Var är toaletten? Where is the restroom? Good one to know, you all. I guess you've sometimes been somewhere and you really needed a restroom. I think that's like part of being human. And then asking for it in the right language can actually be crucial not to have an accident. So actually, as you might have heard when I said it, it's quite similar to the word toilet. So toilet. So you can probably use toilet and get around, but it's always good to know how to ask for this. Vänta ett ögonblick. Wait a moment. Maybe in a restaurant or in a store, if you order something or buy something, they just need to, fix something before they can help you. Then this is what they will tell you, to just wait a moment. And hopefully it's just a moment and not longer. Hur mycket kostar det här? How much is this? So except for getting food, maybe the next thing you need to solve when you're traveling is to buy some things, do some shopping. And then, of course, in Sweden we don't haggle, so when you ask for the price, you'll get what you're expected to pay. There are a few exceptions to this, like a few markets where you can haggle and discuss the price, but most places it's just fixed. So when you ask for it, you'll get the answer you need. Kan jag få notan, tack? Could I get the check, please? This is for asking to pay. In a restaurant, you can just raise your hand and ask for the check and you'll be able to pay. Kan jag få notan, tack? Could I get the check, please? Hjälp. Help. I hope you don't have to use this one anytime at all, because it might mean that you're in a tricky situation. But if you do end up in one, it's of course useful to be able to scream for help. Quite similar to the English one, hjälp. So just hjälp, and hopefully someone will run over and help you with whatever it is that you're getting yourself into. Actually, Swedes can be a bit, maybe they won't approach you if you look like you don't need help, so if you pretend that you're okay, so it's actually good to ask for it if you need it. Vi ses senare. See you later. This is, it can either mean that you will see each other later, but you can also just use it to be nice, hope to see you later, but you just say see you later as if you will actually see them, but it's kind of a nice way of saying that you hope to see them later. So, vi ses senare. Or, as you would usually say, actually in Swedish you would say vi ses sen. Sen, instead of senare. So that's a shorter version. A bit more of slang, but you can maybe start with the correct one. Hej då. Goodbye. Short and easy, a version of the hey that we used to say hello. You add a little part in the end, and you can use this for anyone. It's also doesn't matter if they are older or younger or anything like that. Use the same word. And this was the end of the lesson, top 25 phrases in Swedish. I hope you learned some of them already, and that you'll take your time to go out and practice short, easy phrases that will make you sound a bit more nice. And the Swedish people, of course, like everybody, appreciates when you use some of their language. Remember to like, subscribe and comment on Swedish Pod 101, this channel, and also head over to swedishpod101.com to learn more free Swedish. I hope you're still having fun with the language. I am. Hej då, bye bye! Hi everybody, I'm Hannah, talking to you from the countryside of Sweden. Maybe you'll be able to hear some of the birds and the wind in the trees during today's class. Today we're going to talk about top 25 Swedish verbs. Let's get started. Att vara, to be. Jag är trött på att vara singel. Jag är trött på att vara singel. I'm tired of being single. Just guessing, but I think this is a feeling most of us had sometime in our lives, unless you've been lucky enough to have a partner since, I don't know, forever. Maybe that's unlikely, so maybe you can recognize this feeling based on the verb to be. Att gilla, att tycka om. To like. Jag gillar dig. Jag tycker om dig. Jag gillar dig. Or jag tycker om dig. I like you. Liking is a very useful verb. I mean, in this sample it's used about a person, but you can use it about anything you like. Food or places or anything. So useful, basic verb. I hope you have a lot of things that you like about Sweden so that you can use these words when you come over here. Att göra. To do. Vad ska du göra i helgen? Vad ska du göra i helgen? What are you going to do this weekend? In Sweden now it's Tuesday, so the weekend is still... we still have a few days before that, but since it's summer, I think for me I'm going to be outside a lot. That's what I'm going to do this weekend. I hope you have something fun planned as well. Att säga. To say. Säg till om du är ledig imorgon. Säg till om du är ledig imorgon. Tell me if you're free tomorrow. I guess this verb, to say, is also a very common one. To say or to speak, you can use the same Swedish verb for both of them. When someone speaks, well, there is another word for that as well. But this one works for speaking, saying, talking. Att säga. Att förklara. To explain. Kan du förklara hur tvättmaskinen fungerar? Kan du förklara hur tvättmaskinen fungerar? Could you explain how the washing machine works? I don't know if you've been traveling or been around, maybe you have had to use different washing machines, and at least for me I discovered that they can be really different. So I guess this sample sentence might actually be more useful than you might think at first sight if you come traveling here in Sweden. Always nice to be able to get some fresh laundry, right? Att höra. To hear. Jag hör ingenting konstigt. Jag hör ingenting konstigt. I can't hear anything strange. Did you hear anything strange? Right now I don't hear anything strange, but I heard some chickens before in this. There's a farm right next to where I'm standing, so there might be some strange animal sounds coming from over there. Att gå. To go. Vill du gå till affären nu eller senare? Vill du gå till affären nu eller senare? Do you want to go to the shop now or later? Att veta. To know. Vill du veta något intressant? Do you want to know something interesting? Of course I want to know something interesting. I don't know what people will tell you if you ask around for this, like, or what you would tell them. Maybe you have your special fun fact that would be your interesting thing. But I hope you have some kind of good story, something interesting to share. I would like to hear that story sometimes. Att ta. To take. Glöm inte att ta en bild. Glöm inte att ta en bild. Don't forget to take a picture. At least I'm not forgetting to shoot this video, I hope. I hope I'm still on. Yeah, I think I am. Don't forget to take a picture when you're traveling in Sweden, because it's super beautiful, especially by the ocean, in the forest. I would say nature, everywhere. Att se. To see. Jag ska se den nya filmen på bio ikväll. Jag ska se den nya filmen på bio ikväll. I'm going to see the new movie at the cinema tonight. In summer, I don't go to the cinema that much because it's so nice outside. And I mean, in Sweden, we have daylight until very late at night in the summer. So I think for me, cinema is a winter activity, but can be super nice. So sometimes in the summer, I'm kind of looking forward to colder, darker days to go to the cinema, but not yet. Summer is still super nice over here. Att komma. To come. Du måste komma hem innan midnatt. Du måste komma hem innan midnatt. You have to come home before midnight. Well, if this is a rule for kids, I think midnight is quite late, but I guess for me, to be home before midnight when I'm about to work, it's like my rule. That's like the rule I set to myself. I have to be home before midnight to be able to get up and work in the morning. Maybe you have midnight or some other time, like that's your preferred time when you have to go to sleep. We're all different in our sleep cycles, I suppose. Att tänka. To think. Jag tänker på dig varje dag. Jag tänker på dig varje dag. I think about you every day. I'm not sure about you, like the person I'm watching through the screen right now, because I think I never met you. So it's hard to think about you every day. But I do certainly think about who's watching me on the other side right now. You or someone else. Att titta. To look. Titta på den där elefanten. Titta på den där elefanten. Look at that elephant. If you come to Sweden, you will not use this word, I mean the elephant, that much because we don't really have many elephants, maybe in a zoo, but maybe you'll use this to look verb if you're lucky enough to see a moose, because we have those and they're pretty cool as well. Not as big as elephants, but pretty cool animals. I hope you get to see one someday. Att vilja. To want. Vill du gå ut med mig imorgon? Vill du gå ut med mig imorgon? Do you want to go out with me tomorrow? Wait, not asking you right now because, like I said, I don't know who you are, and I'm actually busy tomorrow, but maybe some other time. Maybe I'll see you some other time, or you can use this for some other cool person that you meet. Att ge. To give. Glöm inte ge din mamma det här brevet. Glöm inte ge din mamma det här brevet. Don't forget to give your mom this letter. I don't know about you, but I do forget things sometimes. I guess it's one of the annoying things about being human, that you tend to forget things now and then, and it's really annoying. I hope you're better than me with not forgetting things. Att använda. To use. Vet du hur man använder DVD-spelaren? Vet du hur man använder DVD-spelaren? Do you know how to use the DVD player? I don't know about where you are, but in Sweden, DVD players are actually not that common anymore. So maybe you won't have to ask about how to use the DVD player, but how to use like a laptop or Netflix or something. But it's still a good verb. Att hitta. To find. Jag hittar inte mina nycklar. Jag hittar inte mina nycklar. I can't find my keys. I think we have all been in this situation sometimes. Like for me especially, it's right when I'm about to leave the house, I'm just gonna grab the last few things, put them in my bag and go. And that's when I can't find my keys. And of course, they're usually in a very obvious place. I just have to run around and get really stressed, and then I find them. But it's super annoying. So should probably find a better spot right by the door where I can always leave my keys. I'll try to do that after shooting this video. Att gå ut. To go out. Ska vi gå ut och äta på söndag? Ska vi gå ut och äta på söndag? Should we go out to eat on Sunday? Sunday is actually a quite popular day to go to restaurants in Sweden because they're not as fully booked as Fridays and Saturdays, but it's still like a weekend and a bit of a luxury. So pretty good sample sentence. I don't know about the rest of the world. Maybe it's similar. Maybe Sunday is a day when a lot of people go out to eat. I'm not sure. At least here in Sweden that's the case. Att fråga. To ask. Fråga din mamma först. Fråga din mamma först. Ask your mom first. For me these days, I don't have to ask my mom that often, but sometimes I do. Like, for example, sometimes I still borrow her car, and then I'll have to ask her first. I guess throughout lives, we will always have these special situations to our mothers, and yeah, have to ask them things, like at least opinion sometimes. Att jobba. To work. Jobbar du hela helgen? Jobbar du hela helgen? Are you working the whole weekend? I hope you're not working the whole weekend. I'm usually not working during the weekend, maybe like a little bit on Sunday if necessary, but most of the time I would not work during the weekend. It's for pleasure, I think. Att gå in. To enter. Kan vi gå in i den här affären snabbt? Kan vi gå in i den här affären snabbt? Could we enter this shop quickly? Do you usually enter a shop quickly when you say you're supposed to? I'm actually one of the people who does. Like, I don't really like shopping or going to shops, so I try to be as fast as possible, but I know that some people say this and they're not super fast. You probably have friends like that who are like just gonna check something out in a shop and then they take like 1 hour. Maybe that's you, maybe it's someone you know. Att känna. To feel. Jag känner mig trött idag. Jag känner mig trött idag. I feel tired today. But I actually don't. I feel like I have a lot of energy being out here in the countryside. It's so beautiful, so I have a lot of energy. But some days I feel tired, you feel tired, I guess we all feel tired. Hope you're feeling very alert learning all the Swedish today though. Att lämna. To leave. Jag har lämnat min man. Jag har lämnat min man. I have left my husband. I haven't, but and I don't have one either. But maybe this is something you hear in movies a lot. I feel like I heard this in movies a lot. I don't know. But there are a lot of things you can leave, like your house or the train station or a cafe or whatever. Useful verb. Everywhere we go, we sooner or later have to leave, I guess. Att ringa. To call. Jag ringer upp dig snart. Jag ringer upp dig snart. I'll call you back soon. I heard that calling people is like less common these days because we do a lot of texting and writing. But to get like faster to a decision or something, I think it's always nicer to call and get a regular conversation instead of just writing back and forth. So att ringa, to call, useful. Att springa. To run. David springer snabbare än mig. David springer snabbare än mig. David runs faster than me. I was actually out running this morning in the beautiful surroundings here, but I don't know who David is. It's just a sample name in this case, but I didn't run super fast, so probably someone called David is a little bit faster than me. That, my friends, was the end of this lesson. Top 25 Swedish verbs. I hope you found some of them, all of them, most of them useful. Verbs are things we do, like active usually. And what are you doing today? What verb? Maybe you can use one of these Swedish verbs to talk about something you're up to today. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this video, and head over to SwedishPod101.com to learn more Swedish. I'll see you next time. Bye bye from Sweden. Hi everybody, I'm Hannah and it's time for another class in Swedish, and today we're going to talk about 10 questions that you should know. So 10 basic questions that are very handy for maybe a friendly conversation, a first time conversation or something similar. So let's get started. Vad heter du? What's your name? And the sample answer could be Jag heter Hanna. Jag heter Hanna. My name is Hannah. Very useful and easy, and always good to ask for someone's name, and also allows you to maybe learn some Swedish names. We say them a bit differently, even though some of them are similar sounding to other languages. Hur mår du? How are you? Jag mår bra. Jag mår bra. I'm fine. There we had the question and the answer to this. It's a very good starter, and maybe if you know someone, you'll get more than the I'm fine, but for a nice and polite start of a conversation, it's also a sign of interest to ask someone how they are. I think that's similar to most languages. Var kommer du ifrån? Where are you from? Jag kommer från Kina. Jag kommer från Kina. I'm from China. Not that I am, but in my case, I would of course use Sweden, and maybe for you it's another country. So, but if you travel, I know that you meet a lot of people from different places, and then knowing how to ask them where they're from is a good conversation starter. And also interesting to find out. Maybe you can ask more questions about where they're from. Var lärde du dig svenska? Where did you learn Swedish? Jag lärde mig svenska på SwedishPod101.com. Jag lärde mig svenska på SwedishPod101.com. I learned Swedish at SwedishPod101.com. Maybe you already guessed this. Var bor du? Where do you live? Jag bor i Stockholm. Jag bor i Stockholm. I live in Stockholm. Remember to add the place that you live in and not use Stockholm if you're not in Stockholm. But Stockholm is a very beautiful place, so maybe it's a good idea to move there. It's fun to find out more about where people are from and to hear about their country, I believe. And when you travel in Sweden, also not everybody is from Sweden or from Stockholm. Var jobbar du? Where do you work? Ja, jag jobbar på ICA. Jag jobbar på ICA. I work at ICA. And for you who don't know, ICA is a big grocery store in Sweden. There are others, but this is a very common one. So if you look for a grocery store, you can ask for ICA. Vad har du för telefonnummer? What's your phone number? And to this, you could reply, det är, and then all the numbers. But I think we're going to get to the numbers in another lesson. Det är, meaning it is. And remember the country code if this is someone who's not from your country, if you get their phone number. Vad kostar det? How much is it? Det är, it is. Or here's another one you can also use. Det kostar, it costs. Good to know. Maybe after sightseeing, what you do is you go shopping for some things, and we don't haggle in Sweden, so you don't have to do the haggling. You just have to ask for the price and you'll get the response to what you're probably gonna pay. Gillar du svensk mat? Do you like Swedish food? So here we have both two different answers. Ja, det gör jag, meaning yes I do. Or nej, det gör jag inte, meaning no, I don't. And to be real honest, the Swedish cuisine is not my favorite. I prefer Asian food, for example, over Swedish food, but we have a few really good ones. And if you're not in Sweden, maybe you have an IKEA, you know, the furniture store somewhere around, and you can try the Swedish meatballs. They're a traditional dish, and kids really like them. But that's a first good start to trying Swedish food. Har du varit i Sverige? Have you been to Sweden? Ja, det har jag. Meaning yes I have. Nej, det har jag inte. Meaning no, I haven't. And if you haven't been to Sweden, I hope you will go. But please go during the summer unless you are into skiing or snowboarding, because summer in Sweden is just magical. We have daylight until very late, like almost depending on where you go, but if you go very far north, the sun is not even gonna set. And in the south we have very long days. So that's a huge recommendation for you who haven't been to Sweden yet. And this was the end of today's lesson. 10 questions that you should know, 10 questions that come in handy for a conversation. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe to SwedishPod101.com and head over to SwedishPod101.com to learn more. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye bye! Hi everybody, welcome to Swedish Pod 101. I'm Hannah, I'm talking to you today from Sweden. It's a beautiful spring morning here. So today we're gonna talk about 10 phrases you always want to hear. A few nice ones to remember that will probably make you happy if you hear them, and that you can use to make someone else happy as well. Du ser bra ut idag. You look great today. Du ser bra ut idag. You look great today. Such a short and easy one, but I believe this is something you can tell anyone and it will always make them happy. So, good one to remember. Jag saknar dig. I miss you. Jag saknar dig. I miss you. I hope you don't get to hear this too much, because maybe that means that you're too far away from your loved ones. But of course, when you like people, you will hopefully miss them too sometimes. I guess that's part of the game, don't you think? Du gjorde ett bra jobb. You did a great job. Du gjorde ett bra jobb. You did a great job. I think this one is extra special actually, because when it's about work or a school project or something, it means that you put an effort into it, like maybe worked really hard. And someone tells you that you did a great job, that's, maybe that's even more worth than money, that someone is really happy about what you did. So, use this one. Det kommer en bonus i slutet av månaden. There'll be a bonus at the end of the month. Det kommer en bonus i slutet av månaden. There'll be a bonus at the end of the month. Well, this one means that you did an extra good job, I think, if someone is willing to give you a bonus, or if that you worked hard enough to earn that well-deserved bonus. So good on you if you hear this. Du är en utmärkt kock. You're an excellent cook. Du är en utmärkt kock. You're an excellent cook. Well, personally, I'm not that into cooking, so honestly, I'm not sure if I get to hear this too much. But if you like cooking, I hope you get to hear this from people trying out your food. I'm sure you do. Och du vinner. and you win. Och du vinner, and you win. I hope that you sometimes win, but maybe not all the time, because maybe that would make people around you angry. So I hope you win now and then, and that you enjoy it when you do. Du hade rätt. You were right. Du hade rätt. You were right. Again, it's always nice to be right, I think. If you weren't sure about something and you look it up and you find out that you were right. But I hope this is not part of an argument where someone is angry at you for being right. So sometimes I think it's more important to agree to disagree to. But I'm sure you got this. Jag tog med något speciellt till dig. I brought you something special. Jag tog med något speciellt till dig. I brought you something special. Maybe if someone you know, like a loved one in the family, has been away traveling and bring you home something special, I know that's something I really appreciate when people do. Budgeten är obegränsad. The budget is unlimited. Budgeten är obegränsad. The budget is unlimited. Well, this is nice when you're gonna work on a project or something, that you can put everything into it that you want. So I hope you get to hear this sometimes. Jag är så stolt över dig. I'm so proud of you. Jag är så stolt över dig. I'm so proud of you. Maybe this is my favorite on the list, to hear that someone is really proud of me. It's something extra. That's it for today. 10 phrases you always want to hear. Maybe you heard one of them today already. Maybe you have a favorite that you like to hear or that you like to tell people. I hope you get to hear them now and then, and that you use them. That would make people happy. And yeah. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and head over to swedishpod101.com to learn more. Thank you so much. I look forward to next time. Bye bye. Hi everybody, welcome to Swedish Pod 101. It's time for a new lesson in Swedish. I'm Hannah, talking to you today from Sweden. I'm actually in Sweden's biggest island, on Sweden's biggest island called Gotland right now. It's a very beautiful place, so I hope you get the chance to come here sometimes. Today's topic is going to be 10 ways to save the planet in Swedish. I don't know if saving the planet looks different in Swedish, but at least we would talk about it differently. So that's what we're gonna go through today. Let's get started! Att återvinna. To recycle. Att återvinna. To recycle. Vi återvinner all glas och plast. We recycle all glass and plastic. Yeah, actually we are quite good at recycling in Sweden. That's something most people do, and most people have these little containers in their homes, in their kitchens, and then they separate different materials, and there are different bins, usually in every community. Most apartment buildings have those bins, so it's really easy to recycle in our Swedish system. Att volontärjobba. To volunteer. Att volontärjobba. To volunteer. Att volontärjobba kan vara en nyttig livserfarenhet. To volunteer can be a healthy life experience. I certainly believe that if you do some volunteering, you're not only benefiting you're not only helping the planet, you're also benefiting yourself from what you learn and see. So that's a nice experience, and also a good way to help in saving the planet. So big recommendation to you. I've done some volunteering myself and it was really fun. Att skydda. To protect. Att skydda. To protect. Vi köper miljövänliga produkter för att skydda miljön. We buy eco-friendly products to protect the environment. Maybe there are different products in different countries depending on where you live, but at least in Sweden we have a lot of eco-friendly groceries and clothes and the products these days. I guess it's the demand is higher. More people are looking for eco-friendly products, so I hope you find that in your country as well. A good way to help saving the planet. Att återanvända. To reuse. Att återanvända. To reuse. Några återanvändningsbara material är gummi, jeans och regnvatten. Some reusable materials are rubber, jeans, and rainwater. I'm actually wearing a pair of jeans right now, so I hope that they will be reused somehow someday. Maybe someone else will use them after me, or maybe the materials can be reused and turned into something else. Att bevara. To conserve. Att bevara. To conserve. Vi måste bevara regnskogen och naturen. We have to conserve the rainforest and nature. I care about most things about our planet, but the rainforest, I don't know if you've ever been to one, it's truly magical. So many species living in there, and it's so green and lush, and I find it really, really sad that we might not have those in the future unless we help in conserving them. So let's all try and do that. Att ta hand om miljön. To care for the environment. Att ta hand om miljön. To care for the environment. Det är viktigt att lära barn ta hand om miljön. It's important to teach children to care for the environment. Also something I believe we are quite good at in Sweden. I remember learning how to recycle and how to save water and be careful with the environment in school. That was a while ago, but I hope that we're still good in our schools teaching our kids that, and that we're getting better because there's a lot more work to do. Att använda miljövänliga produkter. To use eco-friendly products. Att använda miljövänliga produkter. To use eco-friendly products. Vi använder alltid miljövänliga produkter som till exempel tvättmedel och shampoo. We always use eco-friendly products such as detergent and shampoo. I try to use eco-friendly products as much as I can, but I think that those like chemical products, like products you use for your hair, maybe if you use makeup or toothpaste, like chemical products, I think are extra important to remember to use eco-friendly products because they go out in our waters. So that's something I try to think about extra. Förnybar energi. Renewable energy. Förnybar energi. Renewable energy. Jag hoppas att vi i framtiden enbart kommer att använda förnybar energi. I hope that in the future we'll only use renewable energy. Well, I think we're moving towards that, don't you? Like electric cars, for example, I think is something that more and more people will use. And in Sweden, there is a lot of, for example, we use like the sun or the wind or waves or water to create renewable energy instead of nuclear power, for example, or coal. And there are a lot of sources that are not so good, and then there are some renewable energy sources. So that's something we will have to change for saving our planet. Att minska sopor. To reduce trash. Att minska sopor. To reduce trash. Vi kan minska sopor genom att använda material som kan återanvändas. We can reduce trash by using reusable materials. Yeah, you just learned a few of them, like jeans, rubber, and rainwater, but there are a lot of other materials that can be reused, and there are usually ways to consume products that are reusable in a way. So, good thing to look for. Att spara energi. To save energy. Att spara energi. To save energy. I vårt hushåll spar vi energi genom att släcka onödiga lampor. In our household, we save energy by turning off unnecessary lamps. Again, another easy thing to do, turn off the lamps when you're not in the room. Easy, doesn't hurt anyone, it's not an extra effort except for that little switch on the wall. So, good thing to remember. Okay, that was 10 ways to save the planet in Sweden. Come to Sweden and talk about saving the planet. Might be a good conversation starter and an interesting topic. So I hope you learned a few useful phrases, and maybe you found a favorite way of helping saving the planet, and you can get started in it today. Remember to turn off that light when you leave the room. And also remember to like, share, and comment on this video, and head over to swedishpod101.com to learn more Swedish. Looking forward to see you next time. Bye bye!
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Swedish ebook before it's gone.
How was your day?
Hur var din dag? Hur var din dag?
Where is everyone?
Var är alla? Var är alla?
What's for dinner?
Vad blir det för mat? Vad blir det för mat?
Call me if you need anything.
Ring mig om du behöver något. Ring mig om du behöver något.
I'll be back tonight.
Jag kommer tillbaka ikväll. Jag kommer tillbaka ikväll.
Do you need anything?
Behöver du något? Behöver du något?
I'm leaving now.
Jag går nu. Jag går nu.
The TV isn't working.
TV:n fungerar inte. TV:n fungerar inte.
There's no toilet paper.
Det finns inget toalettpapper. Det finns inget toalettpapper.
What time is breakfast?
Vilken tid är frukost? Vilken tid är frukost?
Do you have a reservation?
Har du reserverat? Har du reserverat?
I have a reservation.
Jag har reserverat. Jag har reserverat.
How many people?
Hur många personer? Hur många personer?
It's only Tuesday.
Det är bara tisdag. Det är bara tisdag.
Today is Wednesday.
Idag är det onsdag. Idag är det onsdag.
It's already Sunday.
Det är redan söndag. Det är redan söndag.
Monday is the worst day of the week.
Måndag är den värsta dagen på veckan. Måndag är den värsta dagen på veckan.
What day is it today?
Vad är det för dag idag? Vad är det för dag idag?
The day after tomorrow is Friday.
I övermorgon är det fredag. I övermorgon är det fredag.
It ends in 30 minutes.
Det slutar om 30 minuter. Det slutar om 30 minuter.
She'll be here by 7 p.m.
Hon kommer att vara här vid 19:00. Hon kommer att vara här vid 19:00.
The flight will arrive at 8:45 p.m.
Flyget kommer att anlända 8:15 på kvällen. Flyget kommer att anlända 8:15 på kvällen.
It looks like it will take about 30 more minutes to get there.
Det ser ut som om det kommer ta ungefär 30 minuter extra att komma dit. Det ser ut som om det kommer ta ungefär 30 minuter extra att komma dit.
We'll arrive 30 minutes early.
Vi anländer 30 minuter tidigt. Vi anländer 30 minuter tidigt.
He's leaving now.
Han går nu. Han går nu.
Let's leave in 20 minutes.
Vi åker om 20 minuter. Vi åker om 20 minuter.
Can we leave around 6?
Kan vi åka runt 6? Kan vi åka runt 6?
Be here before noon.
Var här innan 12 på dagen. Var här innan 12 på dagen.
It's almost dusk.
Det är nästan skymning. Det är nästan skymning.
It's midnight.
Det är midnatt. Det är midnatt.
It's noon.
Klockan är prick 12. Klockan är prick 12.
It's 3 o'clock.
Klockan är 3. Klockan är 3.
What is a good time for you?
Vad är en bra tid för dig? Vad är en bra tid för dig?
Have you done this before?
Har du gjort det här förut? Har du gjort det här förut?
What do you do in your spare time?
Vad gör du på din fritid? Vad gör du på din fritid?
What's your hobby?
Vad är din hobby? Vad är din hobby?
I play the guitar.
Jag spelar gitarr. Jag spelar gitarr.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Jag är ledsen för din förlust. Jag är ledsen för din förlust.
Congratulations.
Grattis. Grattis.
Please sit down.
Varsågod och sitt. Varsågod och sitt.
Come in.
Kom in. Kom in.
That was so thoughtful of you.
Det var väldigt omtänksamt av dig. Det var väldigt omtänksamt av dig.
You shouldn't have.
Du skulle inte ha. Du skulle inte ha.
Welcome.
Välkommen. Välkommen.
Do you have any kids?
Har du några barn? Har du några barn?
I'm American.
Jag är amerikan. Jag är amerikan.
Are you going on vacation?
Ska du åka på semester? Ska du åka på semester?
Do you have an appointment?
Har du bokat tid? Har du bokat tid?
I feel sick.
Jag känner mig dålig. Jag känner mig dålig.
I don't feel well.
Jag mår inte så bra. Jag mår inte så bra.
I think you can do it.
Jag tror att du kan göra det. Jag tror att du kan göra det.
Want to speak real Swedish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at SwedishPod101.com. I'm sorry.
Förlåt. Förlåt.
Don't worry.
Oroa dig inte. Oroa dig inte. It's okay.
Det är okej. Det är okej.
Please. Snälla. Snälla.
Please forgive me.
Snälla förlåt mig. Snälla förlåt mig.
I really appreciate it.
Jag uppskattar det verkligen. Jag uppskattar det verkligen.
Thank you.
Tack. Tack.
You're welcome.
Varsågod. Varsågod.
Make yourself at home.
Känn dig som hemma. Känn dig som hemma.
Hello.
Hej. Hej.
Good morning.
God morgon. God morgon.
Goodbye.
Hej då. Hej då.
Long time no see.
Det var länge sedan. Det var länge sedan.
Good evening.
God kväll. God kväll.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Förlåt att du fick vänta. Förlåt att du fick vänta.
Wait a moment.
Ett ögonblick. Ett ögonblick.
Hello?
Hallå? Hallå?
Really?
På riktigt. På riktigt.
Help.
Hjälp. Hjälp.
I don't like it.
Jag tycker inte om det. Jag tycker inte om det.
I like it.
Jag tycker om det. Jag tycker om det.
Delicious.
Utsökt. Utsökt.
Awesome.
Ballt. Ballt.
What is it?
Vad är det? Vad är det?
Where are you from?
Vart kommer du ifrån? Vart kommer du ifrån?
How old are you?
Hur gammal är du? Hur gammal är du?
What's your phone number?
Vad har du för telefonnummer? Vad har du för telefonnummer?
What time is it?
Hur mycket är klockan? Hur mycket är klockan?
This is for you.
Det här är till dig. Det här är till dig.
I'm good.
Jag mår bra. Jag mår bra.
How have you been?
Hur har du haft det? Hur har du haft det?
How are you?
Hur mår du? Hur mår du?
Nice to meet you.
Trevligt att träffas. Trevligt att träffas.
It's difficult.
Det är svårt. Det är svårt.
Once again, please.
En gång till, tack. En gång till, tack.
I don't understand. Jag förstår inte. Jag förstår inte.
Slower, please.
Långsammare tack. Långsammare tack.
It takes about 30 minutes by train.
Det tar ungefär 30 minuter med tåg. Det tar ungefär 30 minuter med tåg.
I want a bottle of water.
Jag vill ha en flaska vatten. Jag vill ha en flaska vatten.
I live in Los Angeles.
Jag bor i Los Angeles. Jag bor i Los Angeles.
My vacation starts in 2 weeks.
Min semester börjar om 2 veckor. Min semester börjar om 2 veckor.
I've changed.
Jag har förändrats. Jag har förändrats.
I won't do it again.
Jag gör inte om det. Jag gör inte om det.
This weekend I'm going to the movies.
Den här helgen ska jag på bio. Den här helgen ska jag på bio.
What are you doing this weekend?
Vad ska du göra den här helgen? Vad ska du göra den här helgen?
I'll have time next week.
Jag har tid nästa vecka. Jag har tid nästa vecka.
I'm busy this week.
Jag är upptagen den här veckan. Jag är upptagen den här veckan.
Ready to start?
Redo att börja? Redo att börja?
You're handsome.
Du är snygg. Du är snygg.
I'm having a great time.
Jag har jätteroligt. Jag har jätteroligt.
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Swedish ebook before it's gone.